For more than a decade, the monster known as Naoya Inoue has been whistling the knockout tune to everyone reckless enough to stand in front of him, a tune that sends them spiraling into darkness with ruthless efficiency. He has marched forward as the ambassador of destruction, dragging a trail of collapsed bodies behind him, each one left as a silent testament to what happens when unprepared mortals meet a man who fights like a myth. They say the one destined to defeat him hasn't been born yet, and the story of how this little monster climbed the ladder of fame, step by brutal step, feels like a saga carved into the mountain of boxing Olympus itself. The legend began in April 1993, long before crowds screamed his name or fighters whispered in fear. His father, Shingo, a former boxer with calloused hands and unrealized dreams, refused to let his son fade into ordinary life. From the moment Naoya could balance on 2 feet, the training began. His father sculpted him with precision, sharpening his instincts, tightening his footwork, forcing him to master the craft long before other children even knew what discipline meant. It didn't take long for the boy's talent to run ahead of his age. In Japan's amateur scene, he became a storm so overwhelming that worthy opponents dried up, leaving him unmatched, unchallenged, and hungry. So he did what all predators eventually do. He left the small pond behind and dived into the ocean of professional sharks. In 2012, signing with the Ohashi Boxing Gym, Naoya made one firm request: no weak opponents. No padding. No hand-holding. He wanted killers, champions, veterans, anyone whose fall would mean something. His debut came in October that year, and the boxing world watched curiously as the untested newcomer stood across from the Filipino champion Cristian Omeo, a man with more fights than Inoue had years of life. By all logic, the seasoned warrior should have crushed the debutant, but logic has never been able to contain a phenomenon. The moment the bell rang, Naoya proved his nickname wasn't just hype. His punches came sharp and precise, like sniper bullets, cracking across Omeo's face and disrupting all expectations. When Omeo tried to steal momentum with a cheap shot after the bell, Inoue transformed that insult into fuel, stepping forward with cold fury and dismantling him in a way that felt personal. That night, the message became crystal clear: a new king had begun his rise, and no one would stop him. Over the next years, Inoue tore through opponent after opponent, leaving 5 straight fighters broken and bewildered as he carved a path toward his first title opportunity. In April 2014, in just his 6th professional fight, he stepped into the ring against Mexican champion Adrian Hernandez. The experience gap was enormous, the stakes towering, but none of it mattered. From the opening seconds, it was as if their roles had switched. Inoue was the champion in skill, while Hernandez looked like a man trying to hold onto something rapidly slipping away. The Japanese monster battered him with relentless aggression, smashing through his defenses and cracking his resolve until the Mexican was forced to kneel. At that moment, Naoya Inoue seized the WBC light flyweight title, proving to the world that he wasn't climbing quickly. He was ascending violently. But one belt was never going to be enough. Later in 2014, he moved up to junior bantamweight and unleashed another display of savagery, defending his belt with brutality before being given a chance to fight for the WBO title against Argentina's legendary Omar Narvaez. The Argentinian was a fortress, a former champion with 27 successful defenses. But legends crumble too, especially when monsters arrive at their gates. What followed was a massacre delivered with frightening speed and accuracy. Naoya dropped Narvaez again and again until the body simply couldn't stand any longer. By round 2, the knockout was complete, and the second world title joined his growing collection. After 4 years of dominance, Inoue craved greater challenges. In 2018, he targeted WBA champion Jamie McDonnell, a tall, durable fighter who had never been knocked out. But the Brit walked into a nightmare disguised as a man. Naoya struck with such ferocity in the opening minute that McDonnell barely had time to process what hit him. The combinations were ruthless, the power unnatural, and within moments, the undefeated chin cracked. McDonnell crashed, and Inoue claimed the WBA title with chilling ease. Later that year came the World Boxing Super Series, a gauntlet designed to separate the elite from the extraordinary, with the Muhammad Ali Trophy waiting at the summit. In the quarterfinals, Dominican fighter Juan Carlos Payano stood across from him, confident and dangerous. The fight didn't even last 80 seconds. One explosive right hand sent Payano collapsing like a puppet with its strings cut. Inoue moved into the semifinals without even breaking a sweat. But the true storm awaited in May 2019, when he faced undefeated IBF champion Emmanuel Rodriguez. The tension between their camps crackled from the start, especially after Rodriguez's coach shoved Inoue's father during training week. Insults became intention, and Inoue entered the ring determined to punish that disrespect. Despite a competitive first round, Naoya erupted in the second, unleashing a flurry that shattered Rodriguez's undefeated record and added another belt to his throne. Then came the final test, the legendary Nonito Donaire, the Filipino Flash, a warrior who would not bow easily. For the first time in his career, Inoue was dragged to the edge. Donaire cut him, staggered him, and forced him into territory he had never known, vulnerability. But monsters don't retreat. They evolve. Inoue dug deep, fighting through blood and pain, unleashing combinations fueled by pride and survival until he landed a devastating body shot in the 11th round that swung the entire fight. He won by unanimous decision, capturing the Super Series trophy and the Oli Cup in the most grueling war of his life. After that trial by fire, Inoue spent years knocking fighters out as if to remind the world that close calls don't weaken monsters, they sharpen them. By December 2022, he was more terrifying than ever, a hybrid of speed and power that felt engineered in a lab rather than born in a home. Today, he remains undefeated, a Japanese reaper harvesting souls with a cold precision that leaves fans breathless and opponents broken. And this is only a glimpse of his story, a fractured view of the path carved by a fighter who seems destined to rule as long as his fists remain weapons. The belts keep coming. The knockouts keep stacking. And the hunting never stops. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rise of boxing's most feared monster, let us know your thoughts. Who should we cover next, and do you think anyone alive can challenge Inoue's reign? Make sure to like, subscribe, and join us for more dramatic stories from the world of combat sports.